the Knicks extend the series to a 6th game. I'd love to get your perspective on what you've seen so far out of the Eastern Conference Finals. What do you think, brother?
Wild series. I was at the first 4 games. Game 1 was one of, if not the wildest finish that I've ever seen, with Nesmith going off. And there really hasn't been much of an ebb and flow to this series. It's been unpredictable, really, from start to finish. Tyrese Halliburton has had some great games. He's had some truly awful games. Karl-Anthony Towns has been up and he's been down. But when I watched Game 5 last night, I'm thinking to myself, why can't the Knicks play like this every game? Offensively, we know they're good. They were a top 5 offensive team in terms of rating. Brunson, Towns, elite offensive players for their position. But watching them defend in that way, holding the Pacers to 41% from the floor, 33% from 3, forcing 20 turnovers in this game. The Knicks have the bodies to do something close to this on a regular basis. You think about it. Mikal Bridges, elite defender. OG Anunoby, elite defender. Mitchell Robinson, elite rim protector. They should be able to be better defensively than they've been throughout the course of this year. They were the middle-of-the-pack team defensively in the regular season. They've been a middle-of-the-pack team defensively in the playoffs. Last night, they put it together on both ends of the floor. I don't know if they can do it for 2 more games, but I watched that game, and I'm like, this is the best version of the Knicks. I don't know why we don't get this more often.
Well, I think the reason why, if I could just give one, in this series is because the Pacers get up and down the floor so damn fast that if your defensive strength is half-court defense, you're not set up. Sometimes maybe last night's transition defense was better, or the Knicks made more shots and the Pacers, but they usually do, just get the ball up the floor and retort anyway. Some of their shots just didn't fall. I mean, Nesmith didn't make every shot. Siakam didn't make every shot. Usually when the ball is up off of a wide open 3 for the Pacers in the first 4 games of the series, it's going straight through the net, and that didn't happen last night. Maybe it was part of the Knicks' defensive effort that can be repeated in the next 2 games. Maybe. I just don't know.
I think it was part of their defensive effort. I think the defensive effort against Tyrese Halliburton was the difference maker in this game. I mean, what Halliburton did in Game 4, putting up the kind of numbers that we've literally never seen in a playoff game ever before. The Knicks, going into Game 5, made some subtle changes. They blitzed more when Halliburton was coming off screens. They put more pressure on him coming up the floor. I think overall, Bridges has done a pretty solid job on him in this series. And taking him out of the game like this, where not only does he have 8 points, he only takes 7 shots in this game. If you're Tyrese Halliburton, you've got to be well above 15, at least, I would say at least probably 20, if not more, for this team to win some of these games. I know he's first and foremost trying to be a playmaker out there, trying to get the ball up the floor, trying to make the right play, but you cannot take 7 shots if you are the star player on this team and expect to win games in this series.
Yeah, to use the Indianapolis sort of phrase here, I don't, he kind of had his hands on 10 and 2 and a foot on the break last night.
And he's done that a couple of times.
I don't think that'll happen in Game 6.
Well, he did it in Game 3. Like in Game 3, he didn't have as few shots, but he was taken out of that game early and never really got back into it. Actually apologized after Game 3 for his performance, said, put this on me. Responded well, played great in Game 4, but he did it again here in Game 5. I think the question going into Game 6 is which version of Tyrese Halliburton is going to show up. If it's the version we saw in Game 4, that we saw for most of Game 1, Page is going to close this thing out at home. If it's a lesser version of that, series coming back to New York, man. In Game 7 at MSG.
Oh, boy. Oof. I was saying that is the way for TNT to be sent off,
Yeah.
But again, Pacers fans do
I'm not
sure
care. I can't really go into the TNT being sent off stuff is bizarre to me, since the entire Inside the NBA show with its staff is going over to another network.
Yeah, I know.
And basketball, I don't know if you know this, basketball will still be played.
I know that. I do like Turner's game presentation just quite a bit. Yeah. And I do hope, Harlan goes and gets a gig somewhere.
Stan's going to Amazon. They're all going somewhere. Reggie's going, I think, is he going to NBC right now?
God, I love Harlan. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.